And this is why our churches have problems. This is why people leave the church. We don't assume positive intent. Sermon in 5 here, and today we are talking about intent. We judge others by their actions, and we judge ourselves by our intent. I wonder why I like using big words. Let me make it simple for you. So we judge others by what they do. So if somebody does something bad, and as a result of it they get in trouble, we will judge them by what they did. Oh, that person got a speeding ticket. Oh, they're a terrible driver. They were speeding. Or that person made a big mistake at work. They're a bad employee. They keep forgetting the most basic stuff. We judge others by what they have done. But if that was you, if you were that person who was the bad driver, as some might say, this would be how you would judge yourself. You'd be like, well, I was driving, I was doing 75 in a 70, but I was late to an appointment, so I'm not a bad driver, I was just in a rush. Or, I had a bad day at work and I made a little mistake, but we all have rough days at work, so I'm not a bad employee, I had a bad day at work. We judge others by what they do. We judge ourselves by what we intended to do. And if something bad happens as a result of us intending to do something good, we look at ourselves and be like, hey, it happens. Others look at us and be like, hey, based upon the result of what you've done, this is who you are. The answer is this. Always assume positive intent. I have worked with clients for a very long time now, for over half a decade, where I speak to people on a day-to-day basis. And I will tell you this. Every time I have assumed positive intent, when I can see negative intent, it has always paid off in my benefit. So let's say somebody is speaking to you in a way that you don't want to receive it. They're shouting, they're angry, they're irate. They're not letting you even finish your sentence because they're just so busy just complaining to you, just telling you how bad you're doing, just going back and forth between you and them. In that moment, it's very easy to decide who that person is, or to decide what that person intends by their behavior. And in those moments when you assume positive intent, what that means is if you see something negative happen and your first instinct is to think something positive, to be like, they're shouting because maybe I did not understand how I affected them. Or they're shouting, maybe there's been some miscommunication, let's address it. Or they're shouting, maybe I'm not realizing how this affects their day-to-day experience. Or I can be like, they're shouting, it's because they're bad. They're shouting, well, now you've shown your true colors. They're shouting, well, I will never speak to you. And this is why our churches have problems. This is why people leave the church. We don't assume positive intent. If we did, we would understand that the church is simply a place where people meet people. And sometimes people have hard days. And oftentimes, just because someone behaved in a particular manner, yes, I believe if somebody tells you who they are, believe them. But what I'm saying is, in that moment when they are showing you something that you don't perceive as normal, assume positive intent until they tell you who they are. It sounds backwards, doesn't it? But it actually helps you, because if you assume positive intent and you express that intent, the response you get back will either make you realize, like, honestly, this was just a misunderstanding. Or you can be like, honestly, yes, you are a bad person, because I have assumed positive intent, and as I have brought that to you, you have come back and basically confirmed that my intent of being positive was wrong. So lead with positivity. Assume the best in people. And then see what comes back. If what comes back is, actually, it's my bad, I apologize, then you know who they are. If what comes back is the continuous frustration, the Bible, God says forgive 70 times 7. What that means is assume positivity until you are forced otherwise. Comment down below. What do you think? This is Sermon in 5.